It's time for some unhinged TikToks. I'm your guide Q. Oh, it's the caption for this one is we got an A+ on our presentation, and the picture is of Osama bin Laden and fucking Sasuke from Naruto. Like, what is happening? And this is clearly presented in like a real classroom, so I don't know how this happened. If they got they must have made some sort of legitimate connection. My little cousin turns 4 next month, but money's tight right now, so we ain't gonna tell her. Like, she's not gonna know. She's a little kid. Like, it's a working strategy. I would do the same thing. This one is diabolical, dude. Me after I successfully create the first time machine and go back in time to introduce the concept of security cameras and electric fencing to slave owners. Like, people are just out there creating the worst timelines imaginable. Our physics teacher testing our boats in full clothes with his shoes on. This is just an incredible way to raise the stakes. It's full commitment from the teacher. I appreciate it a lot. What fucking class? Like, this better be at a college, because I don't know any high schools where you're just making fucking boats. But that boat looks sick, but he's still tipped over, so I don't know how boats work. When you're waitressing and everyone at the table orders milkshakes and then the one bigger lady orders a Diet Coke instead, and out of habit I say good choice, bro, I would have to fucking I might not even ask to go home. I would just walk out of the building. I could not handle the consequences of such a simple phrase that you say all day, but just the one wrong context. Me at 10 years old, every time I got voted best answer on a Yahoo Answers question after catfishing as an adult and giving marriage advice to strangers. Like, I can totally believe that this out. You gotta be really careful who you take advice from on the internet, because anybody can like hear a cliche or see something on TV and just repeat it, and you're like, oh, this person knows what they're talking about, and they just do not. I don't understand why this is on the wild TikTok screenshots page. It just says cosplay Futa Freddy Fazbear, and I don't know what I guess it's like football, like what people in other countries call soccer, like football, Freddy Fazbear. Like, I just don't get what's weird about that. POV, your boyfriend cheats on you with your mom and then marries her, which results in you losing the 2 most important people in your life at the same time, but you're supposed to just move on and stay quiet about it while pretending it doesn't faze you at all. So, like, obviously this sounds like a made-up, just fake crazy scenario, but there's something about the look on her face and the pretending it doesn't faze you at all. Like, who would expect you to not be fazed by this? This is incredibly fucked up. I feel like any person can understand. I don't know. It's just, So how would someone do a circumcision in the Pixar Cars universe? And I know that it's posed as a question, but it also looks like this dude is about to explain it. So I'm wondering who would be most qualified. Would it be a doctor? Would it be a mechanic? Would it be an auto body guy? Like, my guess is the auto body guy, but then I'm wondering, what is being circumcised on the car? Like, is it the muffler? Like, I guess it would be the muffler, because that's where they excrete whatever, emissions. I guess the emissions of humans is pee and poop. I don't fucking know. When y'all broke up 6 months ago, but still sneak in while he's asleep because I miss seeing him sleep. This is like, obviously it's not real, or at least I hope it's obvious that it's not real, but this is a terrifying image regardless, just out of context. This is a fucking horror movie. The caption for this one got cut off, but it said, if you go to rehab for gambling addiction, you'll spend thousands of dollars and get $0 in return. Meanwhile, one spin on the slot machine only costs $1 to $10, and you can earn thousands. Spend wisely. This is legit why I had to stop gambling, aside from just being poor. Fucking, like, you legitimately, if you're a gambling addict, you will legitimately feel like you are going to get that big win. Like, it is bound to happen. You're destined for it. It's gonna take you out. It's gonna make up for all those times where you lost money. POV, you have less than 24 hours to get rid of 4 gallons of milk for your Borg. I don't know what a Borg is, other than the Borg from fucking Star Trek, so I don't, why would you need to do, what is this? What is happening? POV, you was in the bath and it fell through into the kitchen while all your family was there. Just a worst case scenario, unimaginable. I would simply retire from being alive. This is one of the great images of all time. Why do you let him eat sand? I don't like him. There's something about just like joking cruelty to a baby that, I don't know, it's not too intense, so it's not like ultra uncomfortable, but it just works for me comedically. when your dad was murdered and your mom got a cardboard cutout of him and he's just chilling at the dinner table. I actually fell for this at first. I was like, wow, the dad's just there at the table. But this is deeply uncomfortable. Kind of like, I don't know, whatever coping mechanism you have to do to deal with your murdered husband being murdered. Like, that's not, I hope you're doing okay. Me, when I paid an Etsy witch $10 to put a curse on my ex and then he died. Let's just go under the assumption that this is real. This Etsy witch needs to be fucking charging more, bro. Like, you can hire hitmen on the internet for like 30, 50K and you're doing it for fucking $10. You gotta know your value. I just know he actually sleeps after sending goodnight. Just a fucking wall of monitors on his location. You know, it's like in an ideal world, I would feel so safe at night. So knowing somebody was doing that for you, but it's also that they are the greatest danger to you. So you're safe from everyone else, but you're in danger from them, you know? When my ex's first cousin sends me pictures of them sleeping together because she thinks it's gonna make me jealous, I just don't have any words. Let's just pray to the lords, all of the different gods in the world, that this is just a fabrication. Me staring at my man after telling him I got 0 bodies, knowing that I have 29, which means he's gonna be my 30th. I just like, this is probably also a joke, but it's like, people should stop caring about how many bodies, people should stop lying about how many bodies. Also, if you're gonna lie, maybe go with like 10, you know, 5, maybe a number that's like an amount of people instead of I've never slept with another person. His comment is, Mr. Zach, please change your username. I have a feeling several people would misread it. And his name is just Therapist Zach, but it turns out that therapist is a very, very unfortunate word. And it's like, once you see it, it's really hard to unsee, and I just dislike it, and let's move on. Thinking about the time I got drunk and lied to the news about being a 12-year-old with autism so I could get on TV. What is fucking wrong with you? Why would you also post about this like you got away with it? You won! You got out of the building with all the money and the cops did not catch you. Why would you out yourself like this? If I can't smile, no one can, and this person's just smushing up the smiles, I'm gonna give a hot take, dude. I think the smiles fucking suck. I do not think they are a good potato instrument. Like, if you, okay, one exception, if you get them perfectly crispy, so they are very crispy on the outside and still slightly soft on the inside, but I feel like they always come out way too soft, and I feel like I just got mush in my mouth. Like, I might as well just be eating mashed potato. When you drink a whole glass of onion water every day but don't get sick anymore, I'm just gonna throw this on the pile of like weird alternative medicine things I've seen on TikTok that just don't make any sense. Like, what could you possibly gain out of a glass of onion water that you wouldn't get from just like eating an onion normally? Like, wouldn't the water just dilute? Wouldn't you still have to eat the onion to get the full effects at the end? I don't understand, even though I don't fucking know. Hobbies include literally just sitting there listening to music and reading lyrics at the same time, like captions on a movie. Is this like a weird thing to do? I don't know if I just grew up listening to a lot of like unintelligible music, but I feel like that's the way you learn the lyrics to the song. Sometimes it's hard to remember everything and helps to read. I thought this was like a normal thing. Never forget when I broke up with my ex and he goes, guess we were strangers to friends, friends into lovers, then strangers again, and never cringe so hard. Yeah, if somebody said this to me, I would be like, yeah, I made the correct decision. When y'all finish playing hide and seek and the try-hard person comes out of the most ridiculous spot, sweaty and dusty af, and they got dry lips and no money and no future. Yo, just because you're mad because you lost doesn't mean I'm a try-hard, bro. Oh god, why is this the world? When my ex told me he was depressed and SHing, I'll let you figure out what SHing is, but he was actually cheating on me with someone who had a knife kink. Now, I'm just praying that this isn't real as with all of these situations, but at the same time, it's like, do you really have a knife kink, or are you just like deeply unwell? Do you just need to see a mental health professional? Like, don't write it off as like, oh, I'm just into some weird shit. It's like, no, maybe you need to get that checked out, dude. So the caption for this one is $40 $6 per cookie is too much. It's just a basic cookie with M&Ms on it. But this is based off of a very real genre of content on TikTok where small business owners that aren't very good at their jobs try and like justify how much they charge for things. Like I saw this one woman who was making these very basic emoji cookies and selling them for $6 a piece. And she did this labor calculation where it was like she was making $20 an hour based on her labor. But the issue was she was not creating enough value with her products. Like the cookies were just not worth $6 a piece. So you either need to like change up what you're doing so it's faster or just charge, like, I don't know, you need to fix your business, not just like guilt people into paying more for something that's not that great. Hope everybody's doing super well, skating on to the best of your abilities, drinking a lot of water, channel members on the left, videos on the screen. I'll see you soon.